Let's do this all the time, huh? Uptown, all right. El Alto. All right, so we're grateful that you're out here. This is my old neighborhood, so this means a lot to me, right?
Me too.
I grew up on 153rd Street and Broadway, right there, right by the cemetery. And I went to high school right on 152nd Street in Amsterdam. It's no longer there, where the school is at now, actually, the 21st century. So this is my old neighborhood that I really love. And it's got a lot of spunk and resilience to it. It will survive, like Gloria Gaynor used to say. And so I want to thank you for doing this. And you know, we started, my office began to encourage these kinds of cleanup maybe about in the middle of the pandemic, because the city, unfortunately, the city is cutting the sanitation budget dramatically. And there's nothing worse than garbage, because garbage unleashes other kinds of like bad behavior, right? Noise and speeding and a bunch of other things happen when you see a street dirty. You think you could do just about anything, right? And so we began these cleanups up from uptown, coming down to Harlem, to the Bronx. And we want to, and you'll be surprised the number of people that came out, like you today. And then it continued on its own. So you can do it. You can do this just about every Saturday, and it's therapeutic. By the way, I find it to be therapeutic, right? Meaning that I feel better when I get home, right? And I feel that I contributed something real, tangible, right? And that you know, it's not backbreaking. And you do it, and you like what I like to do is I take like a tree pitch, and I take a photo of it before. And then I go and I clean it up, and then I take another photo after. I say, wow, that was dirty. We cleaned it up. So thank you for your action. This is civic action. And it begins with this kind of action, and then it moves forward, and it becomes something that we know as democracy, right? Civic action is the spinal cord, piano el carro. It's the spinal cord of democracy, right? And so continue to do this. Continue to do this. We want you to be advocates for your community and continue to support this kind of program. I wish we had more of these gardens throughout the community. Maybe we should identify other sites that we can all come together and fight for.
I have a question, and Mark, come on in here.
Déjame decirlo en español, bien breve. Estamos aquí con the Broadway Mall Association, que limpian las islas que están en Broadway. And by the way, I remember some guy that grew, was it corn? No, some guy was growing corn.
God, in Broadway Mall.
Oh yes, I've seen the corn stalks.
Yeah, it was like this high. I said, I know that. That's corn. Right on Broadway. Guy would come in with his country guy, you know, from back in the DR. He was growing corn there. I said, all right. I kind of like that. And so ellos están aquí limpiando su vecindario y son ciudadanos responsables que son parte de esta jornada de limpieza que se ha comenzado en el distrito congresional número 13. Así que les felicito y gracias.
Thank you. Thank you. So I have a quick question for both of you. Mark Levine.
Everybody,
hello,
thank you for coming out.
All right, Mark.
Thank you.
So Mark and I were talking a little earlier, and I have a question. Since we're out here doing a community cleanup, taking like New Yorkers, taking it into our own hands and just cleaning up our blocks, how can we support the sanitation DSNY right now? Because we know that budgets are cut like 60% for them. And I went by to pick up supplies for this community event, and they had no supplies left, I'll be honest. I had to purchase everything we did today. So
I just want to say, sorry to interrupt you, I brought a box of black bags, and we do have additional supplies at BAC waiting for us at the front desk. So if necessary, we can just add that to
amazing.
Those. Yeah, if it's left over, I give to you, okay?
And this is what we did for this event. We just kind of, everybody chipped in and did a little bit. But how can we from the city, from our government side, is there anything you can suggest?
There's a budget crisis, right? And one of the reasons is because the federal government has not stepped in to help out. Now we're fighting for the HEROES Act, which is a $3 trillion initiative. We brought it down to 2.2 trillion because we wanted to be cordial and collegiate about it and meet everybody halfway. And so when you see the debate going on in Washington is about that. And that trickles down to the cities, right? And the city has like a $12 billion, close to $12 billion deficit, 2-year deficit. We're going to give the city $8 billion in the first year and $4 billion the second year. And that will make the budget somewhat whole and prevent these kind of cuts from occurring, right? And so we want to fight to ensure that the HEROES Act is passed. Now, McConnell said in the Senate just this week that he didn't want anything passed before the election because he has a couple of senators that are caught up in a competitive race that are very conservative, and they feel they could lose if they vote for that budget. But we got to continue to, because the American people need help. Our neighborhoods need help. And so that's where we are. Now, the city, even with the budget that they have, shouldn't be making the cuts that impact these kinds of initiatives. This is their core program, is cleaning up the neighborhood. And so we got to sit down with sanitation and see how they make this a priority, right? And I'm willing to work with the council member on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Comments?
Yeah.
Everybody go vote. All right?
Voting.
Everybody there, lines of hundreds of people already all around the city.
Yeah, we just
Today
read
at 10 o'clock in the morning was the first day of voting. Go vote. We need your vote. I hear that young people are coming out in droves across the country. Yeah. It was like unbelievable. Like in Florida was like in 2016 it was like 54,000 young people. Now it's up to like 250,000 young people by now. And the same in other states across the country. So it's up to you. If you don't vote, you can't complain. Yeah. Like my grandmother used to say, right? If you don't vote, you can't complain.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. All right, go vote and tell your friends to go vote. God bless you and keep the faith.
Thank you.
Likewise. Oye, pero tiene una luz y todo eso. Prende. Tiene una luz que la oscuridad prende. Go ahead, my friend. Tener su cultura. Pero él no se fue contra el fracking, es lo que... Venga a ver. ¿Qué? Mira, venga a ver.